Somebody came. Okay. Welcome to Tchan International. So this time we welcome guest speaker from Kosovo. But today's MC is Dani from Brazil, studying at Nagoya University.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank also our guest speaker for taking his time to present a little bit more about his company. I would like to start introducing a little bit about the Republic of Kosovo. Republic of Kosovo is Europe's youngest country. They were independent from Serbia in 2008, and they have two official languages, that is Serbian and Albanian. The country is one of the most beautiful places. They have many beautiful cities that are recognized worldwide as one of the most pretty places. Also, even though Kosovo is not considered, it is not yet officially part of UNESCO, they have some monuments, especially the medieval monuments that are recognized as World Heritages. They're really well famous as well for their limestone caves. They have many caves around the country. The country is small, but is full of nature. And they also have a lot of mountains. And the population is about 1.6 millions as well. Since the country is also one of the youngest countries, the population is also matching this ranking by having an average of 29 age people. So it's the youngest population, youngest country and youngest population in Europe. About the startup ecosystem in the Republic of Kosovo, they have around 28 startups in the country. They have the regional ranking of 24th in Western Europe and the 97th global ranking in the world, of course. They also are trying to boost up the startup ecosystem by organizing the Kosovo Startup Ecosystem Forum, which is an event in which people gather together and discuss how they can come up with better ideas to make the current system even stronger. So today, our guest speaker is Mr. Tchan. He's a 14 years older CEO. He is really interested in innovation, and his company is trying to change the way that people learn. His company is MindLoop, and is an AI system in which you can learn basically everything about anything. I would like to invite Mr. Tchan to talk a little bit more about his company and his experience until now, about how did he come up with the idea, how was the project construction. Please, you have the floor.
Yep, thank you so much for the invitation. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to participate in this discussion. So, yes, as you introduced me and where I come from, I'm Khan. I'm 14 years old. I come from Kosovo. It's a small country in Europe with a really high young population and really great, successful young people, and with only 1.6 million population. So, yes, I will talk more about the idea. I'm at ninth grade currently, and ever since I was younger, I kind of had a lot of different gaps I could find in the learning systems that most schools use across the world. They were old, they were not AI native, they were not using AI uh, deep down correctly. So I kind of said, okay, this this could be uh, a gap that I can solve. So I started writing on the whiteboard. I started making these bullet points about all of the problems I could find while I was interviewing teachers and also school directors, school leaders. And so I just started writing down all of these notes, and then I kind of assembled them, aggregated them, and said, okay, what would be the best solution with the most low cost? So what I did was essentially build an MVP, which I believe is the best method to start your startup. When I built the MVP, I kind of wanted to validate it, the demo. I kind of wanted to validate the demo. So what I did was showed it to uh, some school leaders I met, to some students I know, and I also showed it to my dad, who is also a professor of entrepreneurship. So when I got all of their opinion, I said, okay, well, this has potential. They were validating me the problem. The solution isn't yet what I'm aiming for, but it's a start. So that's important. And then I visited Finland, and I also met some school leaders there. It was really interesting to validate from people there too. And from that moment on, I'm building my my solution, the platform Mindloop Edu, very intensively. I'm adding new features every day, and I'm trying to prepare for some pilot programs with high schools, middle schools, primary schools, even universities. So now it's the time to validate and see what comes next. Uh, Also, since you are Japan University, uh, well, you might ask why it fits. For example, why it might fit with Japan schools. Well, I have written down some reasons. Say, as I've read, schools in Japan say that teacher is first. No one replaces the teacher. I kind of read that culture, and yes, Mindloop doesn't replace teachers. Mindloop uh, empowers teachers even more. Mindloop uh, maybe replaces uh, the kind of repetitive work that teachers do, not the actual creative work, not the actual enjoyable work part of their time teaching. So that is one of the reasons why it fits Japan education. Also, I've written down here. I've also read that Japan uh, students really prepare for mandatory exams. So that is important. And with Mindloop, creation of self-assessment tests, preparing for these exams, it's really easy, simple, and really personalized. Also, yes, not only with Japan, but also with each school, the safety of the students is really important. So we are aiming for a platform of really high data privacy, very safe and trusted information, and actually linked the AI responses and the content generated linked with directly with uh, the curriculum of that country. So it's a challenge because you're not just creating a side project, but the vision of uh, what I believe would become a great a great company is keeping me working on this intensively, because I'm also a student and I'm facing these problems every day, and it's great uh, when you have this direct motivation to work on something. And yes, I will go back in time for when I was a kid, and I will tell a bit of my story since I talked about the company. So ever since I was a kid, 7 to 8 years old, even younger, I think, I started coding, and from that moment, my main principles of the project I did in my coding classes was something that could be valuable to the people in my community or even broader. And I kept the same principle to today. So it it's a really great it's a really great principle that I've always kept, solving problems that really matter, that impact people directly. So, for example, I worked on school projects when I was younger, at 8 to 10 years old. I did a project that helped the community. I did different websites back in the time, and then I started learning more advanced programming languages like Python. I started participating in competitions. I won some of them, some of coding competitions. I I also won one competition in math, and then things just started uh, aggregating, and I said, okay, based on all of this, I think that the next idea that I'm going to work really hard, because I believe I could make a change, would be education. And then I started working in this sector.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. You started coding at 7 years old. What was the trigger for you to be led at such a young age to the technology world?
Yes, well, I think coding is a powerful tool. Technology is a powerful tool for people who want to make big change from a room, from a from a tiny room in their house. So, yeah, that was one of my reasons.
Wow. And
Be-
how do you think it's hard? Is it you're in ninth grade, so you still have like many other your project, your company going and personal life. How do you conciliate all of your daily like responsibilities? How do you organize your routine?
well, I don't treat this as something you know required. I'm doing this because I love it. So that helps a lot. The motivation I have to make a big change to schools, to their learning systems, it's something that drives me and doesn't even let me think that, okay, uh, I have to manage these tasks. It's something that comes naturally.
That's so nice. Wow.
Listeners, if you would like to ask, raise like hands, like if all the listeners, please ask questions. We welcome like any questions to come. Like, please ask 14 years old like entrepreneur from.
Yes. When I was 14 years old, I barely knew how to send an email. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Thank
Uh,
you.
can I ask more about your uh, about your company specifically? Oh, we have received a question from the yes, we received a question from the public first. So I'm gonna read it. You mentioned that you learned coding when you were around 7 or 8 years old. What were you trying to create or do with coding at that time? Those days, people say that AI can write code for us. Do you think that there will no longer be a need to learn programming languages in detail, or are there still things that only humans can do? If so, what do you think those are?
Yes, this is a really great question. This is a great question. Well, um, coding, back when I was coding without AI, it seemed more enjoyable, and people who actually knew how to code were more valuable at that time. And now everyone can code in natural language. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult to accept it when you talk to developers, software developers. But it's actually true. You have to be realistic. In the so I'm being realistic, and yes, I think that coding, for example, software development, will be mostly replaced by AI. I believe that even now, reports from big companies like Microsoft, even other major companies, saying that AI writes 90 to 95% of their code, and only 5 to 10% the engineers write it. So yes, it's also a really high percentage of code generation by AI now in these moments. So yes, also for other jobs, for example, all repetitive jobs that could be replaced, automated. For example, administration, financial analysts. I believe that can easily be replaced by some high sophisticated multi-agent systems by artificial intelligence. Uh, and also the access to specific context of of the company and memorization of past actions of the AI agent and also of the human, trying to see how he works and then trying to adopt in that style and work for him in that way could be a really big disruptor. Yes, so humans will mostly be valued about the way they think, the way they think, the way they ask questions to the AI, their ideas. You know, AI can't capture the creative side. We will always be need to be creative in order to come up with new inventions, so we could make the world a better place. That's how I want to uh, say it.
Thank you very much for your answer. If anyone else has any questions as well, please feel free.
The answer was okay? Or if you unmute, you can speak.
Okay. All right, anyone else wants to speak or have any questions? Because I have many questions. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question. I am not from informatics. I am fully humanities side. So, but even in humanities, there are many AI tools that are currently being used, even for master's level. What do you think it's the main differential, like the main strength of your AI tool of MindLoop compared to other AI tools that already exist? What do you think is your biggest innovation?
Well, schools. When I've looked into it, it's kind of hard for them to know what they're getting. So I believe safety, data policy protection, it's a key differentiator. But also other technical aspects and different extra features, the aggregator of all tools, it's a key differentiator because it's really hard for a school, K-12 school, also university, to keep up with all new trends and buying new tools for each specific task. So what we're trying to do is kind of uh, an ecosystem of tools in integrated interface.
Nice. How do you think one problem that my university is mentioning a lot is people using AI rather than a learning tool? In the learning tool, I think it's the most powerful aspect of AI. But have been using AI platforms to give their answers and write their own papers as their own. But it's 100% written by AI. How do you think that your tool could avoid this type of situation?
Yes, I want to mention also that uh, the more people write their papers and essays with AI, the more valuable the average person who writes without AI will become. Even though he didn't write it exactly as the AI did, or even as great as the AI did, but his idea, an actual idea, would become so much valuable than the AI generated paper. So I'm
Huh.
Justify.
Why?
Well, yes, because of critical thinking. AI can't really be creative about your problems, about what you're facing. AI is great for fixing your uh, errors, fixing your uh, text, but not actually being creative for you. So people are misunderstanding that. You have to be creative first. You have to write your content first, and then AI could be as an accelerator to move faster to the B point, but not from scratch, because writing a research paper requires a lot of critical thinking, a lot of um, ideation. So it's not really about who gets it faster, gets it more beautiful. It's about the deep message you want to send to the people. But for referring to the question about uh, education and how and yes, how it could be implemented, for example, in university and as a learning tool instead of just writing essays and research papers. Well, um, there's two differences in today's educational technology ecosystem. People who are creating companies to solve problems for writing essays or research papers, but also people who want to work on the learning side. People who are creating companies, learning tools. They Some of them are specializing in one kind of category, and some of them are being more broad and general. But for example, what it could help a lot, it's both sides, teacher and students. Teachers, it could help them to remove the repetitive work and enhance personalization level, uh, grow it instantly, save them more hours to think more about the creative side. And students, it could help them to get a more personalized experience. By combining these two aspects of the platform, we enter a new um, era of education, we can say, where two kinds of parties will be valued by AI, and AI will be used for good impact.
Thank you very much for your answer. I tend to agree with you that the critical thinking in writing essays is something that it's like a human needed. But as you also mentioned, this is being like a misinterpreted, and people may use AI to do the whole work. How do you think you can work together with the schools to make more to conscientize about the what should be the best use of AI, and how to conscientize like also the students that yes, maybe AI would be an easier answer for your, but it's not the best answer for your personal growth. Like, how do you think this conscientization should happen?
Yes, I think by having a demo would be by having a polished demo and in real time telling what this platform can do. I think it would be enough to uh, make them more interested. I because even today, even before 2 years, AI tools are being implemented in schools. But the question is, why not learning systems, and why not sophisticated learning systems, but just specialized AI tools? So the problems yet remained not solved, and because of the LLMs and the AI world is moving so fast, a lot of evolutions are coming. I think now is the perfect time to build this. And I'm a student myself, so I know the problems of students and of my friends and all the students I know. So I'm kind of a great representative, and I will try my best to say to the school leaders, let's do this because it will be really valuable for both teachers and students and for all schools across the world.
Thank you very much for your answer. We received another question, so I'm going to read it now. This question says that my son entered junior high school just as COVID-19 began and his school was closed. During the time, he became deeply absorbed in Minecraft. He has been recreating anime words through coding in JavaScript. When bugs appear, he struggles a lot to fix them, but the joy and reactions from his followers are his biggest source of energy. I joined you late and maybe have missed the beginning of your talk, but what kind of world are you hoping to create with MindLoop? My understanding is that it envisions a world where learning is possible even without attending traditional school. Is that correct? Beyond communication between humans and AI, how do you see communication evolving between humans and even between AI systems themselves, for example, ChatGPT and Copilot? For generations who grow with AI from birth, where there is no before AI to compare with, is there a risk that people may simply assume AI outputs are always correct?
Yes. Okay, this is a great question. So referring to the first part, it's really great that people are, students are coding, and since a decade, and are still continuing to code even with AI tools, are enhancing their coding time. They're are making more polished web apps applications. And about the part about Mindloop, well, we're not trying to replace traditional schools. We're trying to make their learning systems better, improve their learning systems, because I believe traditional schools directly are are a great option, the best option. But I believe they just need the technology implementation, the lost technology implementation. So, uh, a world where learning is possible even without attending traditional school, I don't see it in the next 5 years, 10 years. Maybe after that, it could happen. But for now, we're trying to see how we can implement great learning systems, aggregator of new technology tools to help both students and teachers. And also, how do you see communication evolving between humans, and even between AI systems themselves? Yes. Um, I don't know if you engage on X a lot. I've seen some posts about how someone created a social platform of AI agents, and they were communicating, sending messages to each other, making posts. It was really fun to see. And even now, you could really see, if you look back, only when ChatGPT, the first version came out, and now the difference. It's a lot. The autonomous AI agents are evolving, so that is a sign towards a more uh, advanced AI is coming, and yeah, probably AGI, until we reach that level. How do you see the communication evolving between humans and humans? Well, it's when I analyze the conversation we had before AI and after AI, but also social media is a big part in this question answer. Uh, well, we are being more introvert, if you can say, not so much, but slightly more introvert. Uh, AI can do a lot of tasks for us. The communications about school learning, we do it with ChatGPT students, and so I'm not a psychologist to judge if it's a good thing or bad thing. But personally, uh, I believe a mix between using AI tools and also uh, making real life conversations is the best mix. How do you see communications with different AIs themselves? Uh, yes, as I answered earlier, I think it will slightly change a lot. I think we will, for example, if you created different AI agents, you see these different frameworks of AI agents, A2A protocol, which is the contact of two or more AI agents directly to work on a specific task that they are called on. So, is there a risk that people may simply assume AI outputs are always correct? Well, I think this is a problem that they shouldn't be really worried about. This is a problem that the AI leaders should try to fix, and and try to make the models always say the correct things, so that people in average shouldn't be worried about AI outputs are always correct. But yes, until we reach AGI, I don't think uh, every output is always correct of artificial intelligence.
Thank you very much. We received another question. So, at least in Japan, schools have traditionally focused on teaching the correct answers and training students to reproduce them. However, in today's society, where many of the challenges we face have no single correct answer, this approach seems to be losing its relevance. So this person is asking, what is the compulsory education like in Kosovo? Does the system encourage students to think independently and value autonomy and individuality?
No, I'm still analyzing.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just analyzing the question. I don't know if it's yes. Well, yes. About the last question and saying that in today's society where many of the challenges we face have no single correct answers, this approach seems to be losing its relevance. Uh, I don't necessarily believe that. Uh, well, AI systems are should be designed to give you the true and factual, the fact answer that is true by science, and AI models can do that. But the approach and the cases where we have to uh, kind of have answers from different angles are real world situations, real life situations. So uh, what we're building is designed for traditional schools and helping them automate more of the repetitive work so they naturally can do more towards having different answers from different angles. So as I said before, the creative side, this is a creative approach of answering to a question, is something that comes naturally in a human being. Is not something that we can just train the AI models because he doesn't know, he doesn't have our vision, our motivation to keep going, and also our idea. We and the AI systems don't face the problems that we face. And yes, so about the last question, I
She's
think
asking what is compulsory education like in Kosovo?
yes. It's one. It's not. Uh, we use basic technology in our schools, so we are a new country, and we are doing fast change in a few years. So that's great. We have a vision to implement AI in uh, in schools in the future. I've also talked to leaders of my country and expressed them my thoughts, and yes, they agree that we that AI would be you know uh, used everywhere in the future, especially education and healthcare, because it will truly enhance these two categories. Does the system encourage students to think independently and value autonomy and individuality? Personally, based on my perception, yes, I think uh, this comes more from of the person. But yes, the system encourages students to think independently and value autonomy. For example, a lot of initiatives in my school come from different students who want to make good social impact, and they are free to organize their activity based on how they think it's best. So, as trying to summarize the first paragraph, well, 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 about creativity, I'm referring to it back again, and having different angles of answering. I believe that answering is not the only way of learning. It's also it's not just getting answers from an AI and then learning because that is so passive and kind of boring. By creating different personalized interfaces where it's more enjoyable and fun, and it 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 grows the it grows the attention of the students, well, that's way better, and it will you will learn much faster, and you'll learn only what you need and what you want. So yeah.
Do you feel you need school? like a high school or university do you still want to go in the future?
Yes, of course, of course.
Why?
Why? Well, I believe that schools and university help the youth a lot, but I think sometimes we don't just realize it. We don't realize it that uh, it helps us a lot. It creates uh, a different side of us. It helps us academically. So yeah, it it's something that also networking. You meet a lot of other individuals. For example, in entrepreneurship programs, you might meet your future co-founder who is ambitious as you. So you don't know. Each person has benefits a different way from university. Someone by meeting their co-founder, for example, someone by learning more advanced projects. Also, some universities have their own accelerator. So you do both, also school and also your company. That's great.
Um, like, do you want to keep your business? Then you want to go to school, or like, how do you
Well, it's
see yourself?
yes, it's something that you can't predict. Really, I think based on the situation and circumstances, I think that way I can decide.
Oh.
And what are your next steps? You said you are already validating the project now, and then what are the next steps for the business to grow from now on?
Yes, from now, I'm open to discussions with school leaders, different and people who want to contribute to how we can create some pilot programs with schools so we could validate more deeply, and then based on the data, based on the thoughts of the students and teachers, we would create a report that would write before and after using mind loop the differences and key differentiators both for students and teachers. So uh, from when we create that report, it would be valuable for future school leaders who want to implement AI and see, okay, this school in Japan, this school in Kosovo, before AI, they did better on this. After they did better on this, the teachers were more free. So yeah, when you have the report combined, it's so much easier. But before that, it's more trying to explain the product itself.
Is there some schools already agreed to become a partner of your company already in
Uh,
Kosovo?
yes, in Kosovo. Well, we are trying more on different continents than moving closer to and then moving to Europe and Kosovo. But yeah, also schools in Kosovo could use this because it only fits to your current needs. For example, you don't need to use everything that's on the platform, only what the school really needs. So it's optional. Some things are optional on the platform.
But your system suit for junior high school, or like which level, any school, like university also.
Yes, it's mostly for K-12 schools. So K-12 schools, but it could easily fit in universities too. Because I don't see, it could easily be implemented.
So you said you are like looking for partners around the other continents. Have you already have a country to focus or one school to focus? Already a partnership established to actually go and implement the system to actually have the validation and then do the comparison as you mentioned.
Yeah, yes. Well, I don't really have a specific region I want to focus because I don't see the need to focus only on one specific region. I believe, for example, uh, schools from different continents have the same problem, and because I've analyzed different schools from different continents, so yes, it's not really a problem. But as I'm talking with the Japan university, well, also Japan because it has uh, you know, these different Japan education has different features. I believe that MindLab could easily be implemented into it. For example, only the teachers should feel valuable. Well, our platform makes teachers feel valuable without removing their importance, but with making them feel so much more valuable, making them remove the repetitive work, making them create different content better. So yes, I I think Japan is also great for pilot programs.
What about the language barrier? In Japan, maybe not all the teachers in the schools they will be able to like fully understand the platform in English. Does your platform has like Japanese features, or I'm Brazilian, so Portuguese features? Can you communicate in any language and learn from any language?
Yes, it's a multilingual platform, so any languages. We're starting with uh, top top 20 use, then moving and expanding. So yeah.
So how, like, if the school agreed to become the partner, then then are they able to use for free at the beginning, or like how do you want, like how can be?
Yes, well, that's something that would be a part of the discussion with schools, based on, for example, uh, their uh, also situation, based on how fast they want to implement, based on their vision. It's something that shouldn't be fixed, but should be aligned with the school. It
And should
shouldn't be directly fixed for all schools. It's something that it's more customized for schools.
And to be able to create this connection and have this discussion with the schools, do you plan on like hiring people to in your team, like have more people to closely work together with you, or you plan on being the main responsible for even the negotiations with other countries and other schools directors? Because I think it's a lot of job for just one person, and you also understand.
Yes, I'm always open to people who want to be part of this company, and people who want to contribute from uh, different places across the world, because and that can that have real connections. It's something that I'm always open to and will be. So yes, I that would be essentially a great thing to have a more number of people in the team who can have connection with schools.
That's really interesting. And if somebody like is interested, how can they contact you and show their interest or and learn more
Yes,
about the project, how they can contribute?
I'm on all social media platforms. I put my email address everywhere, also on the website of the company. So yes, everywhere I have my contact, all, and my personal website, all social media
Or like
platforms.
could you show now,
Yes.
you better you show, like
Okay, added in the chat or where?
yeah.
Okay.
Chat. Oh.
Do you have also like you said other like social media, so like LinkedIn or Instagram, your
Yes. Yes. Same name as the Zoom,
oh
as
okay.
my. Yes.
Oh, this if people type Kaon Kraski, then can be you people can find.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can. Yeah. Yes.
What is the main advice you would give to young people that are also interested in like make a difference to or getting more engaged in the technology world based on your experience so far?
Yes. It's uh I've received this question a lot. It's just work on what you think you could make a lot of change, and you know, without, it's just something that you are talented at. If you are more talented in sports, and if you want to integrate AI into sports analytics, work on that. If you want, don't just aim to integrate AI in everything. Aim for finding a solution first, and then see if AI can be implemented. It's something great. If not, it's not required. So just go after the problems you have personally.
And how can like the family also support those ideas? Maybe like if I when I was 14, because technology was not that much as big deal as it was. If I say, Mom, I'm starting a new company and I'm going to start doing that and focus on that, she would think, oh, you are crazy. How can you start so young and already? How do you think the family can support or how you were also supported towards this like your path until now? Like how is yes, I hope you understood.
Yes, uh, uh, it's something that I can't really answer on because it's related to the family. So I'm glad that I had a supportive parents and sister and a broader family. But it depends on the case. But I still believe that with a great, if you have a great vision and you are not someone who gives up, I think that you can convince your parents to to be more easy on you because you are trying to start a company.
Where did you learn like how to start your company? Like, did you take any course at your school, or like how did you learn?
Yeah, it just came up naturally because when I started this as like a project for myself. That I saw the potential, and then I said, okay, how can I get the most out of this? Well, starting a company is the best way.
Wow, that's
And
impressive.
also, yeah, and also based on the advice of many successful entrepreneurs, they say don't start the company just because you want to start a company, but start. If the best companies came out just because they were started as side projects, and then they saw the need, and then they started implementing as a company.
Do you plan on like deepening your knowledge in management in the future? Because you already have a really good basis in technology, but maybe like this administrative and financial part, uh, you would like to deepen yourself and make learn more courses, coach university in this area, or no?
Yeah, my dad is also professor of entrepreneurship, and the impact he has on on the community is great. To help the community, share knowledge with other people. So it's something that I'd love to, and also learn for myself, even business management and different aspects of entrepreneurship.
Anyone has also any other questions to our guest lecturers? I think we have some minutes left.
Yeah.
Maybe no further questions. And so now that you are studying the possibilities, what do you think it will be your biggest challenge during this new phase?
Yes, the biggest challenge, I think, well, it's just also finding more people who could try to help uh, in different regions and countries, because yeah, you don't have the same connections as someone who lives there, who engages in that country, as someone who lives so far. So it's a bit hard to find those people. So yeah, I think that will be a great challenge, a big challenge.
once you find these people, since I lived in Brazil and I live now in Japan, I think that the education system in both countries are really different, and to be able to like implement one tool, like understanding the social context and the like all the context in which the country is really important. How do you also see you can overcome this challenge? For example, Brazil is not a developed country as like Brazil, Kosovo or Japan. Brazil is like a still developing country. Most schools that could benefit, maybe they wouldn't have like financial resources to be able to buy a tool like that or to fully implement in the schools. But in Japan, maybe like because they are really used to the traditional system of correct answers, they may be a little bit unsure if that approach would be the best to change a traditional system. Like, so those types of social like country context problems, how do you think you could overcome them?
That's why we are aiming for localization. We are not aiming for a SaaS that then just easily personalized, but we are trying to aim for localization and really high sophisticated learning system, feeling very personal and personalized. So based on the country's needs, requirements of the way they teach and the way they observe content. So it's something that we should be talking one on one and not just something that to make a one size fits all for all schools in the world, but something to uh, be one on one with each school.
Thank you very much. We received another question, so I'll be reading it now. I had assumed you'd be using slides to talk more about mind loop and related topics, so I wasn't expecting this more conversational style. So I was hoping to hear more about mind loop itself, including how it was born, though I may have missed that part in the beginning. And I was also curious about either your family or friends supported you along the way and how they were involved. I would love to hear more about those aspects.
Yes, I talked how how it was born in the beginning, and yes, about the family and friends they supported me as I said earlier, and
Could you
about
tell a little bit, Mando? Yeah.
sorry.
Could you tell a little bit about your product, Mando?
Oh yes, of course. I didn't really. Yes, Mindloop is the new learning systems for K-12 schools, which will help which will help teacher remove repetitive work and students uh, observe school content in a better way. So your family or friends supported you? Yes, they supported me along the way, and that's something I'm glad of a lot. And about really how it was born, I can mention again. It was something that I just wanted to uh, see how I can learn in a better way. Uh, to, off school topics, and then I built a platform, and then I saw the potential, and yeah, started it as a company.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So,
Yes.
any other questions?
No.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe like we have five minutes left. So like you want to say like a last minute word?
Oh yeah, I would like to thank you all. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm glad to share my knowledge with you and give my opinion on education and AI. And also thank you to all the great questions and the students participating. So yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to learn more about your experience and your product. I'm really excited for your future. I hope you have a lot of success from now on as well. And maybe in 5 years, you're going to be implementing it in Brazil or Japan. And then if you ever come to Japan.
Thank you so much. Yes, hopefully. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.